Now, this module is going to be extremely short. It's going to be short and just straight to the point. It should take less than 5 minutes, maybe less than 10 minutes. If I talk too much, right? So, in this presentation, we're going to talk about portfolio and 100% financing mortgage options. Like I mentioned earlier, right? There's different options that you can go about when it comes to buying a home. There's literally different options out there. There's not just one size fit all. There's not just the most popular ones that people know of is just the conventional loan, VA, FHA, USDA. Those are like the top four in the market. People don't know. A lot of people don't know about seller financing. A lot of people don't know about that, and a lot of people don't know about portfolio loans. So, if you have a situation that your situation can fit within the regular mortgage with Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac's guidelines, you have portfolio loans. Some credit unions will offer you a mortgage loan and they will keep that mortgage within their own portfolio. Doing that bypasses the guidelines that Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac will have because that mortgage, because they're keeping that mortgage, they'll have their own guideline, and those guidelines are often more flexible than the government's guideline or any or Freddie or Fannie guideline. Okay, so let's go over that. So what exactly are portfolio loans? These are loans that, as I mentioned earlier, these are loans that are kept by the credit. From my experience, it's often credit unions who will offer this loan, and I love it so much. That's why I mentioned earlier that I've been building my relationship with credit unions more now than before, because I'm staying away from big banks. Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, I have no bank with them. Nothing. I have no relationship with them whatsoever. Right? So so normally what would happen is with traditional lenders, they will do the mortgage and then sell those notes or the lost my words here, and sell the mortgage to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So they have to follow under their guidelines to make sure that if they need to sell, when the time comes that they've made their profit, they want to sell those loans off, they can do that, right? Now, the powerful thing about the portfolio loans is that the credit unions will offer the loans to you, so they'll follow their own guidelines. Now, the thing to note here that the interest rate is often slightly higher compared to what you can get with the traditional path, but you can get the loan and refinance later on. So if you don't qualify for a mortgage the traditional way, this is another option. And depending on the loan, they will not have PMI. You will not have to pay private mortgage insurance. Okay. Yeah, so here's some of their benefit. For one is that there's flexible underwriting. This is their mortgage, so they make the terms, they make the rules themselves. They don't have to follow Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's guidelines. Again, it's often credit unions who offer this. And here is some of the credit unions, right? Navy Federal Credit Union. They have a home buyer choice that offer 100% loan to value, no down payment needed, no PMI. They do have fixed rates, right? Now, I'm gonna share my favorite one later on. But one thing I noticed with all of this is that your credit has to be good. Your credit has to be out there. Okay? So these are 100% financing, no PMI loans that these credit unions will offer. Your realtor may not even know about this. Your realtor may not even know about this. That's just how powerful information is, and that's why it's important to do your research. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, the con about this is that the interest rate might be higher. But regardless of what you're looking to buy, I always say you should always run your numbers first. You can do the math and see with this interest rate, how much will I pay on this type of home? You can do that math and see if it makes sense for you. Again, I'm just providing the information, but you can use this information to make a better decision based on your circumstance. Life is not one size fit all. What may work for you may not work for the next person, right? That's why it's important to grab information, dissect it, research it, and see if it makes sense for you. Okay? Now, as I mentioned earlier, right, a lot of these programs will have, like, you need a high credit score. You need a high credit score for a lot of these programs. Now, there is one that I want to touch on. Again, I was going to make this video short, so it's going to be straight to the point. The important thing here is that the underwriting is flexible. They make their own terms. You avoid PMI, right? And with pricing, with rates, that's something that you could see if you could possibly buy down your rates with them as well. And the sources of most of these loans are credit unions. Okay, there are credit unions. Now, I'm gonna give you guys one credit union. Now, all right, let me just do this. Oof. All this information that I give out. So this credit union here is called self-help credit union. They don't provide service in every state, but these are some of the loan options that they have. They have equity boost loan, where you put, there's 0% down, minimum credit score is 580, no PMI. Again, the con here is that the interest rate might be slightly high, but no one is stopping you from refinancing later on. And then you have self-help 100 loan. No down payment. Now you do have to contribute 1 to 4%. That could be going towards the closing cost. With this one, 620 is the credit score. Then you have a portfolio loan that they offer. Minimum credit is 580. No PMI. 3% minimum down payment for their portfolio loan. Okay, so I'm just sharing this with you. I'm sharing information so you can look at all of your options. This is a credit union. If your credit is trash, consider looking into them, right? If your credit is trash, you don't want to do a large down payment, consider looking into them and see if they operate in your state. Okay, I know that they operate in the state of Illinois. That's how I know about them, and just doing my own research and learning more about them. But this is a credit union, a self-help federal credit union. That's just the importance of doing research, man. That's just the importance of looking into information. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much all that I wanted to cover here. Thanks, and see you guys on the next one. If you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out to me, DM me. I'm always available, man. I'm more than happy to help. If any of my information has helped you in any way, do me a favor, just share the knowledge with other people. Share my content. That helps me a lot. Okay, but my goal is to put out information out there that will help a lot of people, that will help other people. But that's pretty much it. That was indeed less than 10 minutes. Well, see you guys on the next one. Bye.